from football to tennis and basketball. Explosive stories all over the place, and we will be keeping you up to speed with everything that is happening in the ever exciting, ever refreshing, ever entertaining, sometimes controversial world of sports. Of course, this is Saturday Sports Fiesta, and it is live on 92.7 KUFM, Benin City. My name is Saliu Ibrahim, but they call me the Sports Ibracadabra because I bring magic to sports presentation and analysis. Egosa Agbekan, the Sports Maestro. Oh, did I say Egosa Agbekan is the Sports Maestro? Yeah, I was right. Egosa Agbekan, the Sports Maestro, and Sanofi Francis, the Sports Berlusconi, are with me in the studio. And guys, welcome to the show. We will be looking at so many fantastic stories breaking in the ever exciting world of sport. We just saw Chelsea play in the English Premier League against Crystal Palace, and right now we're watching Everton take on Brighton and Hove Albion. And if it were Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi or Robert Lewandowski, we'll all be waxing lyrical about them. But this guy, you've got to say, he is the hottest striker in world football at the moment, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He also scored today in this game that is on now between Everton and Brighton and Hove Albion. Of course, we'll keep you up to speed with everything. But we are going to be starting in the United States of America, where we will be looking at basketball. The NBA Finals is on. We've had the first two games of the final, and so we are heading to Game 3. And no prizes for guessing that LA Lakers won their Game 2 against Miami Heat, 121 to 114 points. That was the victory for LA Lakers. LeBron James, he was the star performer. He contributed 33 points. His strike partner, if you like, in this case, Anthony Davis, had 32 points. And of course, the Lakers are 4-0 in the Black Mambas uniform, of course, which they are wearing in honor of the NBA legend Kobe Bryant, who played his entire career with the LA Lakers. And after the match, LeBron James said to the Kobe Bryant family, "I hope we have made you proud the way we went on to win this game in honor of the legendary Kobe Bryant." Kobe, of course, died unfortunately in a helicopter crash with his daughter Gianna and so many other persons a couple of months back. So it's just been really, really terrible what has happened in this year 2020. So LA Lakers trying to win their first NBA title since the time of Kobe Bryant. So guys, as we see an equalizer for Brighton and Hove Albion, it was a bit sloppy there. Jordan Pickford didn't exactly cover himself in glory. I thought he had that, but somehow he spilled it, and Brighton and Hove Albion just pounced on it. Of course, this guy, I don't know if he will even be making the Three Lions squad anymore. And there we have it. This ought to have been an easy catch for him, but still, he just spilled it, and Brighton and Hove Albion had the ball in the back of the net. He can't complain. I mean, he wasn't fouled. He just spilled the ball.
And even the player that scored was so smart. So before the ball got to the ground, he had to just take his leg, through the legs of the defender.
This ought to be it's not catch. Even a save. It's just a loose ball. Just hold it. But it seems to have robbery hazard. Was that Neil Maupay who got that goal there?
Yeah. Jordan Pickford has been at this kind of performance of late. During the UEFA Nations League games, he made similar mistakes. At the beginning of the start of this season, he also made same mistake. And at the restart, that's the project restart rather, he also made like 3 of these mistakes. Because David De Gea and others like Kepa play for a bigger club like Chelsea, Manchester United. So most of these things didn't come to the limelight because people were focusing on the mistakes of Kepa and Chelsea and De Gea, But Jordan Pickford has been at it, and if he's not careful, the only reason right now I think he's still the number one of the Three Lions, because the other goalkeeper at Manchester United is still number 2, but we know how good he is, and he's knocking on the doors right now at United. And if he gets to put De Gea on the bench and he's the first choice at Manchester United when it comes to Champions League and the Premier League, I think Jordan Pickford will lose his position right there at the Three Lions. No goalkeeper should be letting go of that. No goalkeeper.
If that was the keeper is Abalaga, everybody would be up in arms and saying that
exactly. He
shouldn't
made
have
those
done
mistakes.
that. If it were David De Gea, people will be complaining.
Definitely. So for me, I think it wasn't a shot at you. Probably you had to pounce on it and you didn't parry it properly. Then one can excuse you of that mistake. Not something you were supposed to have kept in your hands and come down. Even use it to delay time, just to allow some.
But hold on. Maybe we are being too harsh. I think it's been raining, so maybe his gloves are wet. Maybe. I'm not making excuses for him, but maybe I've seen that. But I think, of course, these days they design the gloves in such a way that they still have grip even when
then experienced goalkeeper will punch it away.
No, there's no need to punch. No need to punch that. That should be an easy catch.
That's my point, because it's supposed to be an easy catch for him, and at the end of the day, it resulted to a goal.
Anyway, we're not starting with football because we are watching the match live, so we are just giving you the result as we got that goal. So let's go back to basketball. LA Lakers 124 points. Miami Heat 114. 2-0, most importantly, in the series. Any way back for Miami Heat?
No, I doubt it. Yeah. I don't know if Lakers will just capitulate in game 3 and allow them win again game 4, then 5, then 6. I feel that Lakers have got this in the bag, and with their best performer thus far, Bam Adebayo, not really fit now. We don't know if he's going to play game 3, but certainly didn't play game 2. And give Lakers, with him in the team, they were really no match for Lakers, and they've leveled up. Talking about Lakers, they all Rondo, Davies, LeBron James, they are just playing right now. I don't know about the other games they played all season, but in this finals, they are playing the best basketball they can ever wish to play right on court, and it's going to be something. I don't think it's going to be a one-sided final. I think they will win, but I think it's Lakers final.
But the way it is going, we might have a blowout. I mean, if Lakers win game 3. We shouldn't be putting it past them to go on and win game 4.
I think it's going to be a 4-1. That's a game 5.
Because that's what they've done the last couple of games. In the NBA playoff first round, it was 4-1. In the semi-final, it was 4-1. In their NBA, the Western Conference final, it was 4-1. And now they are in the final.
I think they will win game 3. I think they're going to lose game 4. Maybe they'll rest a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where you have to get to for you to win the finals. But I think we're going to have a 5th game from the game of 7, and that will be Lakers' victory. But again, these are analyses, these are permutations which could change. But like I said things drastically change for the Lakers right now. I don't think Miami to come into it. The reasons are: 1, LeBron James wants to become, like you rightly analyzed, I think yesterday or a day before yesterday, he wants to become one of the first players to have done it with the Heat, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I don't know if there is any other player who has been able to win it with 3 different clubs. 2 clubs, yes, but 3 clubs. I don't know. I've got to research that. I don't know if there is any other player.
He wants to do something, and he wants to win his 4th NBA, and he wants to say that I did it with 3 basketball clubs, even if it doesn't get to 6 like the great Marco Jordan. Then secondly, the loss of Kobe Bryant. If you listen to his comments yesterday, earlier hours of this morning after the game, he said, "I hope we are making you proud." And they want to do it for the family of Kobe, and at the end of the day, obviously they're going to dedicate this season to the family of Kobe. So that alone is pushing the Lakers. And like I said, the introduction, the acquisition of Anthony Davis has taken the Lakers to up the under level this season. Hence what we are seeing now. Rondo might not be the best player right there in the LA Lakers, but his statistics, he's posting fantastic statistics. I think he got up to double digits of points and I think rebounds thereabouts last night. But you need to look at the points that LeBron James and Anthony Davis posted, and of course the rebounds and the assists that they had last night.
Okay, there doesn't seem to be any stopping Everton. Yeremina just puts them back in front, so it is now 2-1 for them, and they are doing a choreograph.
Yeah, I think everything has been going on fine for Carlo Ancelotti's side since he went to the transfer market and got some quality players to beef up the squad. Yes, they've not lost any match, and right now they look like a team that will go on to win this game. Yes, except something happens from Brighton and Hove Albion, because I haven't been beaten by Manchester United crashing out of the Carabao Cup. That could also spur them to get positive results here. But Goodison Park, where everything they've done greatly this season, especially for Calvert-Lewin, who was really happy with his call-up to the Three Lions squad, and he also said that his mother was in tears when he told her that he has been called up by Gareth Southgate. But right now they are really good at the middle, at the back, and their front line. Even for Chalisi, though he had the knock last time out, I'm sure he's going to come back strong and all that to assist Calvert-Lewin. So they're a strong club. Looking forward to getting something this season. So that is how to start. If they're going to win this, it will be really massive for them and for their confidence.
Okay, that is the situation. It's halftime now. Everton 2-1 up. Maupe cancelling out Dominic Calvert-Lewin's strike, but then we've got Yeremina getting the second goal for Everton, and Carlo Ancelotti really doing remarkable stuff at Everton. They are at the top of the league, competing with Liverpool. So it seems like in Merseyside, we've got to really watch out for what's happening there. Yeah, the blue sides of Liverpool, of course, is Everton, and the guy that joined them from Greece, Kostas Simikas, said he didn't even know that there was another club in Liverpool. He thought it was just Liverpool. Of course, he knows Everton, but he did not realize that Everton, they play in the city of Liverpool. And when he came, he was surprised that there was a rivalry. He was like, wow, so you mean in this city there is another club? I only knew about Liverpool. But it seems it's going to get really interesting now, the Merseyside derby, especially if they are, well, this match has not ended, let's not get carried away, but if Everton win this and they go to 12 points, and maybe as at the time that they are meeting in the Merseyside derby, they are level on points, then it will add an extra level of excitement to the Merseyside derby this season.
Definitely. They've played some good football. I mean, it is the first time in so many seasons that Everton they've won.
They've started this well.
You know, excluding this game, because this game is they've won 5 games consecutively at the beginning of the season. That's including the Carabao Cup games they've also played in. I think they've never had it this good in recent years. The last time they had some 30 things to celebrate were days of Daniel Mokachi with them and all that. I think Ancelotti have made some brilliant signings. Alan is not playing today. He got injured during the Carabao Cup game. James Rodriguez, I said that if they are getting James Rodriguez that we know, not the one that has been played by injury for quite some time now, if they are getting the James Rodriguez, which they've gotten thus far in the games that he has been involved in with Everton, I think he's going to have a fantastic turnaround. And they signed a fantastic workaholic in Doucouré from Watford. I don't know why bigger clubs didn't go for that young man. Fantastic footballer. With him in that pack, and they've been able now to bring in Guffey Sigurdsson, who has been there for quite some time, and the blend at the middle of the park has been fantastic, and the partnership thus far with Jerry Mina and Marco King at the centre half has been brilliant thus far this season. They just maybe between now and the end of the day, they are going to confirm Ben Godfrey that they just bought from Norwich City. So I think they have a good squad. So when they get to that Merseyside derby, I think Liverpool will still win because they have more understanding in terms of synergy in the team than Everton. But I think it's not going to be as easy as it well at some couple of seasons ago. You know that when it's a Merseyside derby between Liverpool and Everton, you know Liverpool one way or the other will have that edge over them. I feel Liverpool will still finish above Everton at the end of the season, but it's not going to be an easy game going to the Merseyside derbies this season.
Okay, we'll go on this break, and when we return, the show will continue. We've not really got into football just yet. Let's quickly look at other sports before we really dive into football. So let's go on this break, and I'll be right back.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG, 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Sapler Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 Olowo Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call 0807-887-9960 or 0703-672-9147. Wireless NG, erasing internet boundaries.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food.
My dear, I am tired too.
I think it's about time we go solar.
Go solar?
With Vertical Solar, we can go solar for as low as 36,000 naira monthly by paying in installments of up to 12 months.
Really?
Vertical Solar range of products can power household devices such as televisions, fridges, air conditioners, microwave, water pumps, electric iron, washing machine, and lots more. With extensive pay in installments plans up to 12 months with 10 years warranty.
Wow! What are the benefits of solar energy?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, zero noise and smoke emission, and reduced generator maintenance cost.
Where is Vertical Solar located?
Number 28, Country Home Motel Road off Ajib Junction, Sapler Road, Benin City. You can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
All right, welcome back to Saturday Sports Fiesta, live on 92.7 KFM, Benin City. If you're just joining us, well, I wouldn't say you are right on time because we've talked a whole lot about some things happening in the world of sport, especially basketball. We've explained that the LA Lakers have taken a 2-0 lead in the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat. LeBron James got 33 points last night, and then AD, Anthony Davis, got 32 points. It doesn't seem like Miami Heat can keep up with them. We hope it becomes competitive for the sake of those of us who are neutrals. We want to really see some nice encounters between these two sides. But LeBron James, 33 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists last night. Jimmy Butler was the best performer for Miami Heat. He got 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 13 assists, but it was just not good enough. 124 points to 114. LA Lakers with a 2-0 lead. It's going to be really, really difficult for Miami Heat to come back into this one, but it is not impossible. We've seen, I don't know if we have seen it in the NBA Finals itself, or I think Houston Rockets. I think they did it one time with Hakeem Olajuwon. I think they were 2-0 down, but was it in the final or in the but it was in the playoff. But what I'm not sure of now is whether it was in the NBA Finals or in the earlier rounds, like the first round, the semi-final, or the final of the conference. But 2-0 lead in the final of the NBA. But we've seen a 2-game leads being overturned. After all, LeBron James himself, he's going to be very familiar with this because he did it with Cleveland Cavaliers. Golden State Warriors were 3-1 up, but they battled back. Talking about Cleveland Cavaliers, they battled back and they got to 3-3 and eventually went on to win the NBA title that year. So he is going to be wary. He has even told his teammates that they've got to improve. And I'm wondering if you are winning. The first match they won by 18 points, second match by 10 points, and you're still saying you've got to improve. It means that they are looking at maybe winning with over 20 points margin. That's when they will be satisfied. But bottom line is they are 2-0 up. They are in a very, very strong position. Good luck to the Miami Heat. I hope they can make this more competitive. But for now, my LA Lakers have taken a 2-0 lead. Okay, from basketball, we go to tennis. I'm confused now whether to say the third or the fourth tennis Grand Slam of the year. Yeah, but it's supposed to be the third because we didn't have Wimbledon. It's on. Stan Wawrinka has been eliminated. He won this title in 2015. He was beaten by the remaining Frenchman in the competition, and of course everybody at Roland Garros was supporting Hugo Gaston as he won this. He lost the first set to Stan Wawrinka 2-6, but he won the second set 6-3, won the fourth set 6-3. Then Stan Wawrinka came storming back and won the fourth set 6-4. However, Gaston was just on another level in the fifth and deciding set. He won it 6-love. And so Hugo Gaston is through to the next round. Stan Wawrinka, the 2015 champion, is out.
I expected a straight set victory over Hugo Gaston, but when you look at the way the Frenchman played, yes, he was the home favorite and he had the backing of the fans. But notwithstanding, this is Stanislas Wawrinka we are talking about, despite the fact that he has won the clay court event once, and he has also not been really consistent. But one would expect him to do better than what he did. Yes, straight sets he beat Andy Murray, though Andy Murray has not been really competitive since he did his hip surgery. But it's one of those things you see in tennis, and I hope that will go on to motivate the young man to do great stuff. Yes, fantastic performance from him. I wish him all the best, and I just hope he goes on to do great stuff. But even earlier today, when Matthew Baratini, somebody who is also good on clay, also crashed out, I was like, what's happening? So even in the women's singles, we're seeing some, upsets. That's what makes it so interesting. So the remaining big boys in the tournament, they just have to keep their A game on, like Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. I know whoever
Rafael Nadal was in action yesterday, played against Stefano Trafaglia, won that encounter. Yeah, 6-1, 6-4, 6-love.
Easy for him because he wants to have this. He's really, really in form right now, and the only person who can stop him right here is going to be Rafael Nadal. So we are looking forward to having the two of them in the finals, and whoever gets to win, to be kudos to that player.
Rafael Nadal versus Rafael Nadal in the final.
So you're going to say Djokovic?
Yeah, no, maybe
Djokovic. Yeah, talking about Djokovic. I said the only person
I'm wondering. You said the only person that can stop him is Rafael Nadal. So I'm wondering, is it Rafael Nadal versus Rafael Nadal?
But I feel we should make it 3. I think Dominic Thiem is also in there.
Yeah, but of course Dominic Thiem and Rafael Nadal
we meet probably at the semi-finals.
So clash in the semi-final.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. If not, I would say I'll fancy Dominic Thiem playing against either one of them, talking about Rafael Nadal and Djokovic, and he's got a great chance. He's highly motivated. He just won the US Open recently, and now he's playing some good tennis, and we've analyzed that this seems to be his best surface. So I think anybody that gets to pass Dominic Thiem might be my champion at the end of the day, if they get past Dominic Thiem. Rafael Nadal is playing some good tennis. I hope that injury will not come and spoil things for him. He wants to equal the number of Grand Slams with Roger Federer. Federer is not playing, he's at injured, so this year has been very difficult for Roger's injury and coronavirus. So this is a fantastic time to level things up. Then next year, let's see how things go for them. Again, for Djokovic, he wants to close up the gap. He wants to be 2 off, 1 off both Rogers and Rafael Nadal respectively, and this is one opportunity that he doesn't want to let go. He missed his chance with his attitude at the US Open. Probably could have even equal level up with Rafael Nadal this year, maybe win the US Open, and if he can win the French Open. But again, with all this analysis, you just fancy Rafael Nadal to go ahead and make it his 13th championship right there at the Roland Garros. How many times has Djokovic won the French Open? I think 1 or twice.
Just one.
Just one. So Dominic Thiem has been in the final, but Nadal not been able to win it. Then you look at him. He has won 12 out of the numbers of finals and tournament that he has been to right there in the Roland Garros. Roger Federer, a fantastic tennis player, has only won this tournament just once. So you think and you fancy that it's going to be Nadal's tournament once again?
Okay, let's look at some of the results of the matches. For us in Africa, well, our interest maybe ended. Audrey Roblev beats Kevin Anderson 6-3, 6-2, 6-3. Kevin Anderson he's been to the final of a couple. I think he was in the final of
the US Open 2 years ago.
Yeah, even beat Roger Federer in the semi-final, but since then things have not exactly gone according to plan for him. Alexander Zverev, he tends to disappoint in major tournaments, but yesterday he was able to beat Marco Cecchinato 6-1, 7-5, 6-3. Then Diego Schwartzman beat Novak Gombos 7-6, 6-3, 6-3. These are some of the results. Jannik Sinner. Why would somebody be named Sinner? But that's his name. Jannik Sinner. He beat Federico Coria 6-3, 7-5, 7-5. Sebastian Corda beat Pedro Martinez 6-4, 6-3, 6-1. Lorenzo Sonego defeated Taylor Fritz 7-5, 6-3, 7-6. And of course, we told you yesterday that Dominic Thiem beat Casper Ruud 6-4, 6-3, 6-1. But something is happening at Roland Garros, and I saw many of the players complaining about this. They were really agitated. Casper Ruud in particular was saying that they should introduce Hawkeye. They don't have Hawkeye in the French Open, and this is because, you know, when the ball leaves marks on the court, so they feel that there is no point, because all these arguments about where the ball landed was what forced them to implement Hawkeye. So the other Grand Slams are using it. They use it in Wimbledon, they use it at the US Open, they use it at the Australian Open, but at Roland Garros, the French Open, just because it is clay and they are saying that the ball leaves marks, there is no need for Hawkeye. But the players are beginning to complain. They are saying, because sometimes the marks that you know, because you've played several times, on grass, it could be that one mark that they are arguing about wasn't a fresh one. I mean, it could have been done in a previous
game.
No, in the same match, but in a previous passage of play. That was when the ball struck, because you could hit the ball and it strikes the same position on the ground. Yeah, so it could happen like that. So this season, I've never seen this kind of complaints. Maybe one or two, you know, isolated. But this time, from both the men and the women's events, I have seen players complaining and saying that they ought to introduce Hawkeye to the French Open.
Yeah, they have to. I think the world is moving fast, and it's wrong for us to do things manually when we know we can be able
when
to
technology can easily solve this problem.
It's like in a football game, because you feel that the referee and the assistant referees are right in there. They can detect the position of everybody. We've seen them before the VAR, that there were a lot of goals scored by players that shouldn't have been goals, like offside. There was a lot of infringement inside the Etihad balls that referees would have overlooked, but they'd be called back to take a look at it again, and penalties has been given for that. I think they should look at it and try to introduce the Hawkeye. It kind of make things very simple. There are times people have the umpires have called for in, and the player will tell you it's out, and go through the Hawkeye, see that the umpire is either wrong or right, or the umpire is saying out and the player is saying in, and they use the Hawkeye to actually determine what happened. I think the French should look at it, not because they want to keep up with old tradition, but because they want to improve on their Grand Slams. So as players will start thinking about it, maybe the old guys, when I mean the old guy, Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, and of course Roger Federer, when they are still playing, they might continue to play here, but I think the new generation might think about this and say, fine, if they are not ready to let us have technology being used in games like this. They might decide to pull out. And when you have big stars pulling out of tournament, it kind of make you a wishy-washy tournament. Like what happened in the US Open, most of the big stars didn't get to go. But the French Open now, most of the big stars are not really in there. Most came injured, and some people pulled out. Imagine Naomi Osaka in this tournament. I would have given more light. I hope they do, but for now they are not. And one thing that is the most important in all this, the players are complaining. The organizer need to listen to them, or else, like I said, they start pulling out.
Okay, so that's what's happening at Roland Garros. The players are saying that they want Hawkeye, the technology, which is like the goal line technology in football. It is a technology that tracks the trajectory of the ball, and then it draws a line and shows you clearly where the ball has landed. They were having this argument in the past, about where the ball landed. The player at the receiving end usually complains with the line umpire. It used to be the line judges who call those things, whether it is out or in. But now, if there is a passage of play, and even if the line judge says it is out, then they go to Hawkeye, and then it can tell us exactly where the ball landed. Sometimes by a hairline distance. That is what you see. That is the difference between a point and not having a point in tennis. So they introduced Hawkeye, but on the clay surfaces, because they usually, but it's not like the technology is not available. It's there. People can actually see it. They can actually apply, but they are not using it because the competition itself have not said they are using Hawkeye. So they rely on the old style manual, which is okay, the ball, you go and see the mark that the ball made on the ground. The players are insisting, but the organizers are saying that it should continue the way it is. But the way the players are complaining, it seems like this might be the last time that we are going to have this. Okay, think joining. Okay, we'll get back to you in a bit. Let's just take this call. Welcome back to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KFM at Benin City. I am Sali Ibrahim, the Sports Ibracadabra. Son of Francis, the Sports Berlusconi is here, as well as Egosa Egbekan, the Sports Maestro. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am super excited to be joining two absolute legends of Nigerian football. We've got a former player, defender, midfielder, and he was also a former captain of the team, as well as a former coach of the mighty Super Eagles of Nigeria. Austin Cerezo Eguavon is with us, and guess what guys, we have a rock solid defender, somebody when he was there, there was absolutely no going past him, and the legendary Uche Okechukwu. Pastor Taribo West is also with us, so we'll be putting them on the line now to discuss the match that is coming up tomorrow. We discussed it yesterday with Fred Newton Erose. Good evening, Austin Eguavon. Hello.
I can hear you. Good evening.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
I am very fine. I'm doing terrific this evening. Yes. Tomorrow we'll be having a novelty match to celebrate the re-election of Godwin Obaseki and his deputy Philip Shaibu, and you will be playing in that encounter. So tell us your expectation on that game.
Well, I think it's going to be an exciting game, explosive, so to speak. You know, everybody is in a joyous mood. and haven't been re-elected, and which is, I think, is a good thing. This is our own part, to be specific, football is my life. And when invited to come and participate in games like this, be it special game, be it novelty game, I'm excited. So tomorrow I think there's going to be a lot of excitement. I guess you're going to come too.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll definitely be playing.
It will be explosive. It's going to be exciting. I think everybody will be happy to see internationals mixing up with our professionals, which are the government officials. I mean, it's going to be fun.
Okay. Before we put Pastor Taribo West on the line, you are with us here in Edo State, and you've even been with us here on this program a couple of times. Last time I saw you was at the 50th birthday celebration of the Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu. We played a game to honor him on his birthday. Can you tell us what you are doing these days?
This COVID-19, after striking, a lot of things, especially football activities, went down. Thank God, we are coming out of it. Yes, that's a very good question. I've been a little bit elusive, but hopefully, by special grace of God, I know not, but football, I'll be back in that very soon. You will see me, hopefully, when the season will resume with a premiership side in Nigeria.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Cerezo, for speaking to us. Please let us have Pastor Taribo West join us now.
That's right. Hold on.
Hello. Yes, Taribo, you can't imagine how excited we are to have you speaking with us live on the show. Welcome to Benin City.
Thank you. Austin has to interrupt my, I was having sweet resting time.
Okay.
And he has to just interrupt my time and say I should.
Yeah. But you are an absolute legend, and there is no way you will come to Benin City and the #1 sports station in the state will not want to have you talk to people live on there. Really great to have you. Of course, we'll talk more about you personally, but I want you to tell us your expectation for the game. You came all the way to honor our governor and his deputy on their re-election. So tell us about your expectation for the game tomorrow.
Well, it's a pleasure. We'll have fun, both from various sides. Playing with, seeing ourselves again is a sweet memory. Just being in Benin here and having time with Austin, I have an incredible pleasure.
Wow.
And that will bring strong motivation for tomorrow as we will just go back to our old memories. Just have fun and also celebrate, the governor and his deputy for the excellent work they have been doing concerning the citizens of Edo State. So it will be it will be an exciting moment and a phenomenal moment to see how we can just share and exchange together.
Well, Taribo, I'm sure listening to you speak on KUFM is already giving many of our fans goosebumps to just have you join us on the show because of the terrific work you did during your time with the Super Eagles. We fondly, of course, remember those wonderful memories at the Atlanta '96 Olympic Games. So tell us, what are you doing these days, football-wise?
Well, I'm not much into football. I zero into ministry fully.
Okay.
So I'm a pastor. I'm in the church, but I have a lot of footballers. I support them in every corner or every angular extension where I can see that they can have, also a fulfilling career. Wherever I can assist and also put in my input, I do that. So I'm not into much about footballing. But I'm in the church.
Okay, yeah, we know you've always been in the church, and we know that you've always been Pastor Taribo West. Even when you were active in football. In Italy, you already had your church and you were fully in the ministry. So we are delighted that you're still towing that line. But I know even though you are not exactly 100% in football, but you follow football closely. So tell us about this current squad of the Super Eagles. Are you excited with these new guys coming in, especially with the defense that we have right now?
Yeah, a lot of the young boys are coming up, springing up, and also the next few weeks they will be having a strong preparation trial games against Tunisia and against Algeria. That is a very good test game to shape the team and also to see how they can strengthen the side before their forthcoming qualifying series. So that is good also for the coach to see how he can be able to pick young boys also from who has not really put on the colors of this nation in their various gifting areas, to see how he can also build a formidable team that will represent this country again. But I'm very happy we have likes of Truce Ekong that has been consistent, and the last AFCON they did very well despite losing against Algeria in the semi-final. So and also this young boy in Leganes,
Kenneth Omero.
Tochukwu is a defensive defender.
Kenneth Omero.
Yes, Omero, yes. Yeah. He's also doing well. Also the right full back. Our ZM did very well with him. Now they are trying, they're doing very well, and we need to encourage them and expect them to be more consistent and also develop their game to the next level and also be the best in Africa and also push Nigeria to the next level. So I'm happy, and Aribo is coming up. Some also young boys are invited into the national team. So let's see what will happen. We believe that they will grow up to come to that stage where Nigeria also will be proud again, and for us to see another glorious team that will represent this country strongly. So I'm happy.
All right, Taribo, you have always been very outspoken about Nigerian football. So I want to get your feeling on this. Recently, the NFF, they announced the coaches for some of our underage teams, the Flying Eagles, the Golden Eaglets, and both for the women too. Some of us were hoping that some of your colleagues who have gone into coaching, you decided not to go into coaching and you went fully into the ministry. So we're hopeful that some of them would at least be given that opportunity. But yeah, what happened was different from what we were expecting.
It's only in Nigeria you see not only the marginalization, not only you see the bias, and not only you see people in strategic football position is given to novice. Novice who don't have any I'm telling you, that will be in critical places, and we want us to see the likes of Ebuavon, or the likes of Finidi George, the likes of also some of my contemporaries.
Yeah, Emmanuel Amunike.
Yes, Amunike, and Amunike did well in Leaguelet.
Yeah.
Why not upgrade him to this?
Hello? 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 Oh, we seem to have lost that connection there, but let me see if we can call them back, because it's fantastic. Two legendary players of the Super Eagles being with us live on the show. So let's see if we can reconnect to Austin Eguavon and Pastor Taribo West live on 92.7 KU FM, trying to place that call. See if we can get them back. Oh, okay, I think we've got that. Hello, Taribo.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, we lost the connection.
Yeah, so it's only in Nigeria you can find that, and the choices are being made from backdoor, because these are people that can compromise with the system, and also if you watch the last under-20 tournament, I've never seen the last under-20, under-16 tournament that was played recently.
Yeah.
I've never seen a below performance of Nigerian.
Yeah, that team was horrible. I was watching and I was really disappointed.
I've never seen. I watch it. So basically, when you bring all this kind of coaches, I'm not saying I'm writing those coaches off. But basically, they have no any kind of pedigree or even criteria to be in those strategical positions in Nigerian football of today. And it will affect, because there is no structure on ground. It will affect. And if you watch, our football is declining. When you put novice who have no vision for the ministry, for the football in the country, so it goes through the suffering process, and that's what we're going through. So it's painful, and it's sad to see such kind of happenings in our footballing. But I still have hope that one day there will be a turnaround.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Pastor Taribo West, for talking to us. So of course, we will be with you tomorrow at the game, and we hope that we get to interview you more.
Okay. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
Enjoy your day.
Yeah, you too.
Pasby was calling.
Okay, all right, guys. That was it. We just spoke with Austin Cerezo Egwavon, former player, former star, former captain, and former coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And then we spoke with Pastor Taribo West, former rock-solid defender of the Super Eagles. For many who do not know, Taribo actually started as a midfielder. I recall when they were going to Mauritius. In fact, at Mauritius, 1993, that was the first tournament that Austin Okocha also represented Nigeria in. That was the under 20 Africa Cup of Nations, or the African Youth Championship, as it was known. And Taribo went to that tournament as a midfielder, defensive midfielder, but of course later he was converted to a central defender, and without doubt he is one of the greatest central defenders that we have produced in this country. The other legend that we spoke to, Austin Egwavon, well, he is even more versatile in during his time at with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He played different positions at Maroc 88. Egwavon went to that competition as a midfielder. Yes, and I've also seen Egwavon play as a central defender for the Super Eagles. In fact,
I was in that back position.
Yeah, I was in the stadium in 1993 when we played against Algeria, and Egwavon played as a central defender in that match. It was after that game that the coach then, Clemens Westerhoff, moved him to the right back, and to many he is the greatest right back that this country has produced. So it was a pleasure speaking to such legendary players on the show. And tomorrow they will be at the Western Boys High School, the venue of the march to celebrate the re-election of His Excellency Godwin Obaseki and his Deputy Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu as the Governor and Deputy Governor of Edo State. So we will be there to cover that match, and yours sincerely will also be playing in that encounter. All right, where were we before we went to speak to our legends? Yes, we were looking at the results of the women in tennis, yeah, and we're talking about how many of the players were angry at Hawkeye not being available at the French Open, and we're looking and hoping that in future we will have that technology being utilized. Okay, let's look at some other results. Kiki Battens, this is really funny. You know, Kiki Battens, what happened to her in her last encounter? Yeah, you know, who was this lady she played? Sarah Errani complained and said that Kiki Battens was overreacting, and that she's just pretending that, you know, they carried her off the court. She was crying and everything because she had a cramp, but she had absolutely no problems yesterday. She beat Katerina Siniakova 6-2, 6-2. So for somebody who was taken off on a wheelchair in that last encounter, for her to have made this remarkable recovery, and she's winning so easily. I mean, you wonder what has happened. Carolina Garcia, this girl is doing some great stuff in this competition. She beat Elise Martins 1-6, 6-4, 7-5. Simona Halep, of course, the favorite of many, just completely blew Amanda Anisimova out of the water, 6-love, 6-1, and Elina Svitolina beating Ekaterina Alexandrova 6-4, 7-5.
We have African interest. Where Hans Jabeur earlier today became the first Arab woman to reach the last 16 of the Grand Slam, and she defeated Arina Sabalenka 7-6, 2-6, 6-3. So congratulations to the Tunisian for what she was able to do today. We hope she goes on to play in the final and see if she can win it.
And we also hope one day we'll be talking about a Nigerian who will be doing some great stuff. Just to know Clara Udofia, but anyway, we've got this Samuel Ogbomodia Stadium back. We hope to have the Ogbe Hardcourt back. No, we've got the talent. It's just to give them that exposure. If you do, then things will work. You had Pastor Taribo West when he was talking, and he was complaining about certain things. Look, if you put the right people in the right places, things will work well. But when you expect that you will make progress and you see certain, the policy, it's what really matters. If you do not appoint people who will do the job the way it's supposed to be, then you would keep going round in a vicious circle.
Yeah, I agree with you.
To make progress.
I agree with you, and it's just that the people we have in there, I don't want to say that they are not progressive. They don't want to move forward. I don't want to use that word, but it seems as if they like it the way things are right now. They are not thinking about a vision of maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I don't like what Honda has done. I think it's a little bit too far, 40 years from now. But they have a vision. They want to try to stabilize themselves and come back into the game and do something greater than what they are doing right now. I think over the years, I haven't watched the likes of Rafael Nadal all through the 2000s, and now you having Dominic Thiem as very. By now, the federation should have been thinking that in the year 2020, we should have a Nigerian international playing in there. Kevin Anderson has been in there. Yes, exactly. I've not won a Grand Slam, but he has been to the final
of a Grand Slam. He has rubbed shoulders with Rafael Nadal, with Novak Djokovic, with Rafael Nadal.
Tunisia, they've got one there. I'm so certain that someone already will take over from Kevin Anderson once he gets to retire. So the point is, it's not as if we don't have these competitions, but even when they win this competition, how do we follow up? How do we intend to improve on these people?
Well, Everton are absolutely flying. James Rodriguez has just got his second goal, but I am, well, call me patriotic, no problem. But what really interests me in this game is Alex Iwobi. He had a hand in this game, not quite the assist, but I think he was involved. Yeah, that's Alex Iwobi on the ball now. Yeah, and he drove into fantastic pass, and then it was the cutback.
The kind of goal is scored
from Dakure. Yeah, there's him on the ball. Yeah, Austin Okocha now we know say you be Okocha nephew. And James Rodriguez getting the goal. Everton will take some stopping this season.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Because that's why to me I feel United are out of the Carabao Cup.
No, you can't say that, because United
competition.
Competition is really difficult.
You've seen them play in the cup competition. They play their full squad. And they know that they're playing against United. They are going to play their full squad. The United team that we have now cannot even stop Leeds United.
Well, you can say that, but sometimes when you have these big teams, facing each other, you just have to take the form or the statistics, put them aside, because something else different will happen on the pitch. But right now, Everton, come on, I really, but even if they get to meet Liverpool and they beat Liverpool, I won't be, surprised, because they went to the market, they got the kind of players they wanted, and right now they are flying, and they are free scoring side. They've not all their matches, even the Carabao Cup, I think they won 3 or 4-1, so they have
five. was it 5-1 or 5-2?
Yeah, they've got midfielders who can score, defenders, then now attackers. Even Iwobi right now, even though he has not been on the score sheet, but you need to see how.
Yeah, but he's already scored this season.
Yeah, he's already scored this season. So for me, I think they are just ready to go. Even if for Europa League at the end of this season, come on, I have to see them do very well.
Okay, let's go to our athletics now. London Marathon. Unfortunately, Kenenisa Bekele, his duel with Eliud Kipchoge is off after the Ethiopian pulled off with a calf injury. He's 38. He was just 2 seconds short of Eliud Kipchoge's world record when he won the Berlin Marathon last year, and he said he's really disappointed. And this race, we're so looking forward to it because yes, these two legends, absolute legends of the marathon and long distance, they will be going head to head. And guess who is going to be their pacemaker? Mo Farah, who of course we know is also a big name when it comes to long distance racing. So Eliud Kipchoge is apologizing to the fans and the organizers and his fellow competitors. I don't know why you'll be apologizing when you got injured. We know you didn't just pull out of the competition. So Eliud Kipchoge of Kenya is now the clear favorite to win his 5th London Marathon on Sunday.
Well, this is something he has been doing, and he's a fantastic runner, and I just hope that he goes on to do great stuff. Kenenisa Bekele, yes, he would have given him tough competition, but now that he has pulled out of the competition due to a calf injury, that gave Kipchoge the chance to go on to do great stuff. Well, it's one of those things, and it's really disappointing when you are preparing for an event, and at the end of the day, well, maybe a few days to the event, you get injured, and it just make everything, all your effort, everything, all your passion towards the event, everything tends to have an effect on you. But we'll just hope that he comes back strong and gets back to the track. A fantastic runner, but would have expected Kipchoge, Bekele, come on, it would have been a fantastic race to watch. But all the same, to give Bekele the opportunity to go on to win.
Okay, the fastest runner right now with the withdrawal of Kenenisa Bekele is his Ethiopian compatriot Mosinet Geremeu. He is the closest rival to Kipchoge. Geremeu finished second to Kipchoge in last year's London Marathon. He was 18 seconds behind the Kenya. All right, let's go to football now. We'll talk professional wrestling later because we had you know what? Let's just do SmackDown. We'll come back to so that when we go to football, we know we are taking football before we start taking your course. Okay, let's react to what happened on SmackDown. Well, the guy who is now calling himself the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, he made his way to the ring with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman started. He said, look, he was a bit nervous, and he talked about how he had known Roman Reigns' family from the day that Roman Reigns was born, and that everybody knew that this was destined to happen, that Roman Reigns was going to take his place as the head of their tribe and the head of his family, and is also the leader of the entire WWE universe. So Roman Reigns took the microphone, and then he said he doesn't want anybody to call him the tribal chief until Jey Uso acknowledges him as the tribal chief. He then asked for Jey Uso, his cousin, to come to the ring and bend the knee. Maybe he watched too much Game of Thrones. So Jey Uso came out and said that he doesn't recognize Roman Reigns anymore. That is not, he doesn't even look like his cousin anymore. And that he survived everything that Roman Reigns threw at him, and he never gave up. That he could have even won the title if his twin, Jimmy Uso, had not thrown in the towel. Then Roman Reigns told him that the clash was the worst night of his life because he did not want to hurt his cousin. But because he's trying to put him in the main event. That's why he gave him that chance. And he then said that all Jey Uso had to do was to acknowledge him as the tribal chief, and none of the beatdown will have happened. Then he told Jey Uso that he embarrassed their family and he broke his heart. Then he offered Jey Uso another title shot, and this is going to be in Hell in a Cell. And that if he accepts that, it will have the highest stakes in WWE history. I don't know what could be higher than what we've seen already in WWE. Usually they will say your career is on the line. If you lose, then you leave the WWE. And he hugged Jey Uso and told him, please do not even accept the challenge for your own good. And he walked away. But before he could leave, Jey Uso told him that he has accepted the challenge no matter what the stakes are. And out of nowhere, AJ Styles came out of the ring and started berating Jey Uso. So Jey Uso attacked him, and we now went on a break. When the return, AJ Styles and Jey Uso had an encounter one-on-one, but it was Jey Uso who won this. We also had John Morrison taking on Otis. Otis won this encounter. Shorty G versus Sheamus. Sheamus won by hitting him with 2 brogue kicks. Then we had this segment, the Kevin Owens show. Then he said he's been paying close attention to SmackDown. Then he welcomed Alexa Bliss to the show. Then he said he has seen a shift in her attitude recently, and she went on to say she doesn't know what he's talking about, and that she started talking in a strange tone. Kevin Owens says she's acting like somebody who has been brainwashed, and she said, yeah, that it was true, that he had cleansed her soul. Of course, when she said she's talking about the Finn, and then she told Kevin Owens to let him in before the lights went out. Then a red light came back, and then we saw the Finn standing in the ring, and then he pinned down Kevin Owens with the mandible claw, and he went to Alexa Bliss and offered her his hand, and Alexa Bliss accepted his hands, and so that's how that segment ended. We had this 6-man tag team match, 3 on each side. Baron Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Cesaro, they took on Matt Riddle, Lince Dorado, and Gran Metalik. It was the team of Riddle, Dorado, and Gran Metalik who won this encounter, but afterwards Lucha House Party, they started arguing amongst themselves. Then Sasha Banks, she cut a promo on Bayley. She said she knows that Bayley was not in the arena because Bayley was afraid of her, but that next week they are going to face off for the thing that means the most to Bayley, which is the SmackDown Women's Championship. Jeff Hardy took on Sami Zayn. This was for the Intercontinental Championship. At Clash of Champions, Sami Zayn defeated Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles to become the undisputed Intercontinental Champion. It was a triple threat ladder match. So this time we had one-on-one, Jeff Hardy and Sami Zayn. They were both favoring the parts of their body that was injured in Clash of Champions. Both of them, it's called a cell. You say when you hear cell in WWE or in professional wrestling, is the way you react to an offensive maneuver from your opponents. When they hit you with an RKO, for instance, the way you react, or they hit you with a stunner, the way you react, or you are injured, the way you favor your knee or your hand or something, it's called a sell. So both of these guys, they really sold their injuries very well last night, but eventually it was Sami Zayn who won, and he retained the Intercontinental Championship. So guys, these are some of the stuff that happened on SmackDown last night. Okay, let's see, we'll be going on at this break, and when we return we will be going fully into football. Please stay tuned.
entrepreneurs, business owners, and organizations. KUFM 92.7 has an impressive and constantly expanding number of followers online. You can now advertise your goods and services on KUFM's social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Take advantage of our online presence and reach out to our growing audience at very affordable rates. Call 0703 109 4612 or 0806 530 5657 or 0802 232 7191 or visit our marketing office, top floor, Enterprise Foundation Building, number 62, Ihama Road, GRA, Benin City. KUFM, your business growth partner.
Start your day from the break of dawn till midnight.
Like that wasn't clingy enough.
We went online and now you can listen to us via our website anywhere in the world.
Okay, stalker alert.
We told you to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, like our page on Facebook, and even add us up on WhatsApp.
Okay, this is definitely creepy.
Really? Well, guess what? We are now in your devices. KU 92.7 Radio is now officially an app for your smartphones, gadgets, and many devices. Simply go to Google Play Store and search for KU 92.7 Radio and download the app in less than 3 minutes. KUFM. Turn on excitement.
When you wake up in the morning, before you start your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
Give your family a tasty, nourishing breakfast of Kellogg's cereal, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. Now also available for just 50 naira.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 600 billion, and the last kobo. Oh yes, we follow the money. It's all about the business and the business of business. The gains and the losses. The bulls and bears. The rise and falls. The risk and the satisfaction of seeing the last kobo rise to millions. On KUFM's Business News, the simple and complex jargons of business just make sense. Get the trending news on the morning market, forecast, investment opportunities, policy changes, and other breakout information on the ever-busy world of business. KU Business News, Monday to Friday on our news dawn, 6:30 to 7 a.m.
Alright, welcome back to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KUFM, Benin City. Okay, let's get into football now. Before we start looking at the matches that have been played today and even yesterday, let's quickly give you this update concerning the rule that has caused so much controversy, the handball rule. Well, in the English Premier League, they've made some adjustment to it. Of course, they cannot change it and they cannot throw it away because it was made by IFAB, you know. So it is a law in football. They cannot do anything about it unless IFAB decides to change it. So what they have done is to kind of soften it or relax it a bit, depending on how you view it. What they've basically done is to tell the referees, be a bit subjective, use your discretion, don't apply it to the letter.
It's not really helping. It's not really going to help the football clubs rather to get past this difficult decision made by IFAB already for defending teams, especially in the areas, because the referees, using their own discretion, could be that they want to give all as penalties,
exactly,
or they decide to do it against the team that might need that penalty to either win or equalize. But again, I think it would have been better if the FA, being a very strong association as far as football is concerned, prevail on IFAB to
because the member of IFAB
emergency meeting to have a rethink, to have a rethink of the handball rule. But again, like I said, leaving it at the office of the center referee to make those decisions, it depends on the state you have that referee at that particular time. It can favor you on a particular day. At the same time, it will not favor you. What if you needed to equalize or win a game and the referee using his discretion at that particular time to give that penalty? So it's, to me, it's just simple story. They are just trying to save their face.
Even the referee, the players and managers, they are still confused despite the attempts by the Professional Game Match Officials Limited. Those are the bodies that supply the referees to explain that they are going to soften this handball rule a bit. Now they're asking the referees to look at certain things like the distance that the ball traveled. Does the player have any time to react to whether the ball hits his hand or not? Can he really do anything about it? So you have to take all those things now into consideration.
I think it will be better if they are to allow the referees to really, though they've told them to use their discretion, but if it is intentional, fine, let it be a penalty. But there are times a player would jump for a ball, and at the end of the day, he knows nothing about how
do you know it's intentional? How do you know it's not intentional?
No.
We've seen cards given to players.
Okay, hold on. The one that was really, well, many of them were hotly disputed, but the one that really just ticked everybody off was that handball by Eric Dyer against Newcastle United. Even the players of Newcastle, the guy who converted the penalty, Colin Wilson, said, look, if it were against his club, he will not be happy. The manager,
Jose Mario.
No. Steve Bruce came out and said it is absolutely rubbish. Yes, it favors his team, but he condemned it. Jose Mourinho even said, look, I don't want to talk, I don't want to get into trouble. But Steve Bruce was very angry at the rule, despite the fact that it favored him. But hear what PGMOL are saying now, that particular incident, going by the now asking the referees to use their discretion, that incident would still have been a penalty. Because according to them, Eric Dyer had his hands raised above his head.
It would have still been a penalty anytime, any day. But without this rule being introduced this season, maybe the referee, because the rule is not there, they would have excused it. But the rule is there.
Before, if it weren't deliberate handball,
so because the rule is not there, it's already in the consciousness of the referees, and you're asking them to use their discretion. That's my fear. The referees on their own have the right to issue a red card, a yellow card. I think the tackle, let's go by the game that witnessed it. I think the tackle, I can't remember the name of the player now, on Chelsea's player, I think it was on Kurt Zuma, that last tackle before Mark Oliver blew the whistle. He just saw it. These guys are already losing 4-0, so let me just end the game here. I don't want to issue any
Which one? The game of today?
This afternoon.
No, but that was against the
last tackle of the game.
Yes.
Before he blew the whistle, there was a tackle on Zuma. I can't remember the name of the player now.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
The referee decided to just overlook it. That should have been a red card. Because he raised his leg, and that was a dangerous tackle. Now the referee have too much already. You're asking them. We've seen red cards given that we're not supposed to be a red card situation. We've seen yellow card given, and we're not supposed to be in a card situation. Now you're asking them to use discretion. Then we're going to have more complaints because some referee will give an handball or a penalty, as the case may be, to one team, and maybe the next game we are seeing after that game, the referee will not give it an handball. The inconsistency, we will start blaming the referees that they are not being consistent. In this game, they gave an handball and it was a penalty. The other game, you didn't give an handball and it's not a penalty. So I think they should come out and say, we are not listening to AFAB in this particular area, for at least for this season, or we are listening to them. If we are having a handball for Eric Dyer, then we should have the handball all through the entire season if anything happens.
We'll look at some of the incidents where they said, okay, this is handball and this is not handball. But one where, I think this one was even the most controversial. Neil Maupay for Brighton against Manchester United. Yes, and well, not particularly because of the handball, but because of the circumstances. They sounded the final whistle and then they came back to it and he gave handball. And guess what? The PGMOL are saying that particular incident, it will still be a penalty because, according to them, Neil Maupay had his hand clearly raised above his shoulder. So your hands are not supposed to go above your shoulder. So because of this, it will still have been given as a penalty. But look at some of that they said should not have been given as a penalty. Well, okay, let's finish with the one that ought to have been a penalty. Robin Koch in the Liverpool versus Leeds game, they said this is handball because his arm was clearly away from the body and it prevented a shot at goal and the deflection was not enough in mitigation. So that one, the referee were right to give it as handball. But the ones that should not have been, Victor Lindelof, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace, they said no handball because he had limited time to react and his arm was in its expected position. So the referee should not have the referee was right to give it to based on the rule, but they are now saying that referees, we know that this rule is there, but use your own discretion. Here we say use your number 6. Okay. Then they said Joe Ward, Crystal Palace versus Everton, that this shouldn't have been handball because he had limited time to react and his arm was in his expected position. Then Matt Doherty, Southampton versus Tottenham Hotspur, no handball because he had limited time to react and the deflection significant changed the path of the ball. So these are some of the things that they are saying that the referee should look at when they are deciding whether to give a penalty or not. Everton versus Brighton and Hove Albion has ended. Brighton and Hove Albion got a goal at the end of the game, maybe the best goal of the match, but they absolutely deserve it. They were really coming, really trying to get a goal, and they did. So this match ended Everton 4, Brighton and Hove Albion 2.
They really don't have to be disappointed with themselves. Their last 2 games against Everton and Manchester United respectively, they've played well, I must say, especially that United game. They should have won United at least 4-3 or 5-3 or thereabout, but unfortunately they lost.
They hit the post 5 times.
Yeah, I mean, they lost that game 3-2. Now here they played well. It was a beautiful game, entertaining one, but still lost 4-2. Hopefully in their next game after the international break, that's in the fortnight time, maybe they will get things right for themselves. They are going in the right direction in terms of play, but up in the final third, I don't think they've got it yet. Maybe once they return back from the international break, they definitely get to score more goals, but with this performance, if they continue to play very well like this and end up losing every time, then they are destined for the championship next season.
Okay, this is sad, but we hope that with the constitution of this player, it will not be a problem. He is going to survive it. Sadio Mane, he has tested positive for coronavirus and he is self-isolated.
Well, we expect him to come back strong. It hasn't been easy for so many players.
There's a second player in Liverpool within the week who tested positive.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy.
We hope it will not spread. We hope there are not other players who are positive.
Yeah, I really appreciate the way they are doing their things right now, testing them, every now and then to see the ones that are having and the ones that are not having. Even that has to, because of the same COVID-19 test, a match was cut off in Italy because of so many players. So for Sadio Mane, I just expect that he comes back strong and continue to do what he has been doing for his club, Liverpool. It hasn't been easy. Once you get, once you test positive, you get to isolate for a few weeks and get, to return. So it hasn't been easy, but I just hope that the Senegalese will come back strong and continue to do what he knows how to do. So
he should borrow a leaf from what is happening to Zlatan.
That one is just everywhere, just celebrating his birthday.
I put a car.
Yeah.
He said, "Happy birthday, Zlatan."
Yeah.
You don't understand who is Zlatan? Not him. Okay. Anyway, he posted a video of him, doing the running with the
on the
machine
treadmill.
inside. Then again, he posted a video of him handling the ball, playing in his backyard. He's taking good care of himself.
It was coronavirus that he made a big mistake.
Yeah, Sadio Mane is also fit. I guess he will beat this and come back stronger. Thiago also posted a couple of days ago that he's known. It's kind of asymptomatic for Thiago, but he's getting better. That he's taking very good care of himself. That hopefully he'll be back on the pitch for the fans of Liverpool. Same thing will go for our brother Sadio Mane.
Okay, this match just ended. Everton 4, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. There was a game earlier. Chelsea were in action. They also scored 4, and this time they were able to keep a clean sheet. They had the Senegalese international Edouard Mendy in goal, and they didn't have really worrying times at the back. This was a much better defensive performance from them. They won.
Maybe because of the defensive discipline for Chelsea, the defenders today, they were really good. Yeah, the communication, everything about them, in the defense line was really good. And even up front, when you have defenders scoring twice and also a defensive midfielder getting a brace without the strikers being on the score sheet, that tells you it was a teamwork today. And the way they played, even that Benchiwe's first goal, the way he whipped that shot, I don't think any goalkeeper, will be able to have answers to that. And the 2 penalties from Jorginho, same spots, same pattern and everything, and it was spot on. So for me, I think kudos to them for being on the score sheet, scoring braces today for Jorginho and Benchiwe. But overall, they all did well. Tammy Abraham, yes, he tried his best. He got he got a penalty, and also the team as a whole, they did well. But I think gradually Chelsea will come good, but I don't think it's going to be in a hurry, because this season they just have to take their time. Akin Ziyech, we still need to see how far he's going to help Chelsea to achieve something. So
he should be playing after the international break. He's already in the Moroccan squad. Pulisic came on for just a couple of minutes.
Those minutes that he played, the difference between a Christian Pulisic and a Odoi. His defending, his attacking was spot on. At some point, Frank Odoho had to tweet, somebody should tell this one not to be running, we need him, so that it was something just on the joking part of it. But the thing is, I think I will kudos to Frank Lampard. As far as the defense line is concerned, he was spot on today. Cesar Azpilicueta and the veteran Thiago Silva, they were fantastic at the right hand side of the defense. Ben Chilwell, obviously, we know his quality. He was excellent for Chelsea today. Outside the scoring, outside the scoring, his movement up front and defend, his tracking back, it was spot on. Consuma, the left hand side of the defense line, they were fantastic. At the middle of the park, I think they got it right, giving that freedom to Kai Havertz to move within the lines and move to any direction today was fantastic. But in the final third, they need to work on that. That's the striking department. Yes, Tammy Abraham gave a penalty, but I don't think he had a particularly good game today. I won't say use the word great. I think he was a little bit sloppy. He had a chance. If he had been the Tammy Abraham of last season, that chance that he had in the first half, the header, Tammy Abraham would have buried that. I mean, so I think they have a whole lot of things to do. I think
is that why he wanted to take the penalty, grab the ball after the
but once someone is designated, that person is designated.
Exactly, and that's why I was impressed with what Cesar Azpilicueta did.
Yeah,
because he just got the ball. Even
Timo Werner is a fantastic.
Timo Werner takes penalty.
What's his name? Kai Havertz is a fantastic penalty. Yeah, someone is designated.
Even the first before Jorginho took the first penalty, Timo Werner had a discussion with him. It's like maybe he just said, should I take it?
My first
yeah, but Jorginho said, don't worry, I've got this. And he went on and took the penalty. So, but the second penalty, the moment, it was on Tammy Abraham that won the first penalty, while Kai Havertz won the second. Tammy Abraham just grabbed the ball. And he had that look on his face like, let me go play, nothing will happen. But Jorginho asked for the ball and he didn't want to give it. So the captain had to come in and told him, no, this guy is the designated penalty taker, so he should take it. I wonder, there was one game they played against Valencia in the Champions League last season when the guy that has gone on loan now to Aston Villa, Ross Barkley took the penalty and missed it, and Jorginho was on the field. And later Frank Lampard was asked, and Frank Lampard strangely said that the moment Ross Barkley was on the pitch, that Ross Barkley was the designated penalty taker. And people were like, when did you do that? And nobody was aware, because Jorginho has always been the designated penalty taker. So for Tammy Abraham, if Jorginho had missed the first one, then I will understand when you attempt to take the ball. But this is not the first time it has happened in Chelsea. Frank Lampard himself had been involved in that. He and Didier Drogba. There was one match because Didier Drogba was attempting to the last game of the season. They won 6-0. Didier Drogba eventually scored a hat-trick in that encounter, but they had a penalty. Didier Drogba and Wayne Rooney were battling for who would be the highest goal scorer. So they had a penalty and they were already winning. They were in a comfortable position. So Didier Drogba went to Lampard and said, let me take it now so that I would go. This guy will not be able to catch me. But Lampard told him, business is business. So I am the designated penalty taker. Let me take it. He played and he scored. Didier Drogba wasn't too happy, but he went to congratulate him. Yeah. But later, Didier Drogba even scored 2 goals. And they now had another penalty, and this time Frank Lampard said, okay, bro, help yourself. Frank Lampard was also asked today, and he said, well, they are going to address that, but he understands how Tammy Abraham was feeling as a striker. He wants to score, so he's impressed with that. But you've got to respect the designated penalty taker and let him take it. Yeah, I understand also. Jorginho missed the penalty against Liverpool. He missed it. Yeah, but
he only scored one.
But he also went on to score. He scored against Liverpool in the shootout. He played and scored. And then in this game, if it were even the first penalty that Tammy Abraham was trying to take off him, we will understand. But Jorginho, of course, had to step in and took it. So it reminded me, I'm just wondering, the discipline in Chelsea. Remember Kepa Arrizabalaga a couple of seasons ago? That's something that I don't remember if I've seen it in any team where the manager will say, come out, and you refuse to go out. And I recall John Terry saying that if he had been at Chelsea, that he will have, and I know John Terry will do that, that he will walk in and drag him out. Yeah, seriously, and that's what the players ought to have done that day. I can't even remember the players who were playing for Chelsea that day, but the captain should have let them.
The captain was there.
Yes, and said, get out. Get out. The coach has spoken, and you must obey that. But these days, of course, Kepa is no longer number
Sarri
one.
never really got hold of the dressing room.
No, Sarri was angry. Did you see that?
He was, but
he walked to the.
It showed a sign of a man that
he was even taking his frustration off Willy Caballero. Willy Caballero was like, "What am I supposed to do now?"
Step in when he's not out. Definitely, it was a show of shame on the day. Yes, he went on to perform very well in the penalty. I think Chelsea lost the game on penalties.
They lost lots of penalties.
He did very well during the penalty shootout. But again, I mean, once you're substituted, you're substituted. That's just the way the game goes.
Okay, so the match that we are counting down to right now is Leeds United versus Manchester City. Pep Guardiola respects Marcelo Bielsa so much. He, in fact, is not shy to tell you that he believes in the football philosophy of Marcelo Bielsa, and that he basically is his mentor. So he'll be playing against him tonight in a couple of minutes. In about 24 minutes it will be Leeds United versus Manchester City. Leeds United they've done well. Lost their first game against Liverpool. They gave a good account of themselves in that encounter, but they've gone on. I think they won their last 2 matches. Yes, so that's the match that we are going to be watching in the next couple of minutes. But after that, it will be Newcastle United versus Burnley. So early leaders, Everton, perfect 12. 4 matches they've played, they've won all 4. They have 12 points. Second right now, Leicester City, they've played 3, they have 9 points. Third, Liverpool, they've played 3, they have 9 points. Then Chelsea, fourth, they've played 4, they have 7 points. And Aston Villa have played 2, 1, 2, so they are 5th. And then Arsenal, 6th, they've played 3 and 1, 2. So these are some of that's how the table is looking like right now, but of course it's going to change in the next couple of weeks, so let's not get too carried away by that. Let's go to the French Ligue 1 now. Yesterday, Paris Saint-Germain were in action. Neymar was in action and he scored. He was making a return after
his suspension.
Yeah,
following the crisis he had, the altercation he had with what's his name, Gonzalez of Marseille. But he did well, scored twice in that game. It was a 6-1 thumping of Angers, and it was really good for them. Right now they are close to the #1 spot, and they are trying to get that after losing their first 2 matches of the season, which did not go down well with the coach. So for me, they are beginning to get themselves. Yesterday, Mbappe played. He scored the 6th goal. I think 2 minutes to regulation time. Then you had Mario Icardi, who was the central striker, but he didn't get to score. Then other players were so there. So for me, I think they are beginning to get the groove. And Kimpembe and the Rex, they are trying to hold on since Thiago Silva left them. So they had no problem yesterday winning that game. It was an easy one for them. So
they're up to third from the 6 matches that they've played. They lost their first two games. Yeah, but they've gone on to win their remaining matches. Yeah, they've won the next 4, so they are on 12 points. They are up to third. Second on the table is Lens with 13 points from their 6 matches. Rennes, they are top with 13 points from the 5 games that they have played so far. All right, still in the French Ligue 1, I think there's a game going on right now. Lens are 1-0 up against Saint Etienne, and later we'll have Nice taking on Nantes. That's what we have in the French Ligue 1. Let's go to the Italian Serie A.
Okay, the Italian Serie A, we have a match earlier today. Sassuolo defeated Crotone 4-1 to go top of the table. Then later at 7:45, we have Udinese taking on AS Roma. Okay,
we should have had Genoa versus Torino, but that match has been called off because so many Genoa players tested positive for COVID.
Yeah, then the German Bundesliga, about 5 matches have been played so far. Borussia Dortmund kickstarts things for them today with a 4-0 victory over Freiburg. Eintracht Frankfurt, we are 2-0 winners over Hoffenheim, where FC Cologne were beaten at home by Borussia Mönchengladbach 3-1. Stuttgart and Bayer Leverkusen settled for a 1-0 draw, while Werder Bremen defeated Arminia Bielefeld 1-0. Later at 5:30, RB Leipzig will take on Schalke 04.
Okay, we'll go to the Spanish La Liga now.
Okay, Spanish La Liga.
Real Valladolid, they lost 2-1 at home to Eibar. Atletico Madrid and Villarreal played out goalless draw. Well, they are past masters when it comes to shutting teams out, but sometimes they too are unable to score.
Against Huesca last week, it also ended in a draw. Elche will be taking on Huesca later at 5:30. Then Sociedad will be home to Itafe, while Valencia will play host to Real Betis.
All right, so that is the situation. That's what is happening right now in football. But we also have this big football story. This guy plays for Wolves. He was in the academy of Barcelona, and right now 2 countries are fighting over him. This is the kind of problem that you want to have as a footballer. We're talking about Adama Traore. Yeah, right. He has been invited by both Spain and his country of origin, Mali. Yeah, he was named by the 2 countries within a couple of days. 3 days earlier, Mali included him in their squad, and just yesterday, Luis Enrique invited him to the Spanish national team.
It's good.
He's at crossroads.
Yeah, definitely. But I think because of his time in Spain, he might just choose Spain over there. But again,
he has not yet played senior international football. Yeah. He was born in Spain.
Yeah.
His parents are from Mali. He's 24 years old.
But again, our African brothers need to have a rethink of where they actually play Jale and still. Most times, this country, they use you, I won't say use and dumb. Once you are not really up in your game and you're not at the best level, they don't call you again. But for your country, come rain, come sunshine, because of where you're playing, because you're on the bench, you're even making the team at all, you get a call up. Alessi Iwobi is coming in as a substitute, but he's going to play for the Super Eagles, and that might even up his game to the next level. Since Victor Moses left the Super Eagles, it hasn't really been fantastic for him. But at Super Eagles, when he was at Chelsea, we even learned that whether he gets to play or not, he was always getting the call up and playing for the Super Eagles. That elevated him when Antonio Conte came to Chelsea, made him a back winger. So I hope they learn from this. I hope Adama Traore gets to choose Mali and help them qualify for the African Cup of Nations. We want to see fantastic stars from African continent playing at the African Cup of Nations.
This is the third time that Adama Traore would be invited by Spain.
Yeah.
The first time he got injured, he did not make it. The second time he tested positive for COVID, so he pulled out, and now Luis Enrique inviting him the third time. And Luis Enrique said he's aware that Mali has invited him, so it is up to Traore to choose. Oh man, this is really
since he was aware, he should have allowed the young man to.
Why should
if I'm there to be Traore, I'll choose Mali. Yes, I know.
No. Chidebere is, for instance. Let him get England call up. If I were in charge at Super Eagles, I'll give him a call up. If one of his parents is from Scotland, one is from Nigeria, and he grew up in England, Scotland can give him call up. He gets to decide.
Let the player decide. So Luis Enrique did absolutely nothing wrong. Mali know that they knew that Spain had been calling him up, and they decided to call him up, and they knew that Spain were likely to invite him this time, and they decided to still extend an invitation. So it is not up to the player. He gets to choose where he wants. He's not a baby. He knows what he wants to do with his international career. Then Mali, they are also waiting to see if former France Youth International Abdoulaye Doucouré will honor his inclusion in their squad for the international break. However, this is the cut now. If Traore plays in either of Spain's Nations League qualifiers against Switzerland on the 10th of October or against Ukraine 3 days later, he will no longer be able to switch allegiance to Mali. Because it's past that age where they say, okay, you could play one game and come out. I think that's if you're under 21. But now if he decides to play any of these games, because these are competitive games, they are qualifiers, he will not be able to. However, if both Doucouré or Traore represents Mali in their game, because the game that Mali will be playing is an international friendly. So if they represent Mali, they could still come back to Spain. But I doubt very much if Traore this time goes to Mali and plays for them in the friendly. I don't think he will get another call up to to the Spanish national team.
He needs to play.
I suspect that he will play. So the FIFA regulations are that players that are over the age of 21 who play a competitive game at senior level cannot play for another country. However, at last month's FIFA Congress, the rule was amended, allowing a proposal. It was amended following a proposal by the Moroccan Football Federation. Players can now switch if they played no more than 3 matches at senior level, with all the appearances coming before the player turns 21. So if you are under the age, as we've said, Traore is 24. So if he plays, even if it is just one match, he's no longer eligible. But if you are under the age of 21, if you play these 3 matches before you turn 21, you can still go and represent another
I hope
country.
I ought to give maybe a fantastic example. Mikel played for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, won the African Cup of Nations, came third the last edition, won the bronze medal for the Super Eagles, for the Under-23 Dream Team at the Olympics in 2016, went to the FIFA World Cup in 2014, and of course 2018. He went there. He went for so many African Cup of Nations. Look at Gabriel Agbonlaho. Only made one senior appearance for the Three Lions and came on as a substitute. But Gabriel Agbonlaho, during his playing, he was a fantastic striker. Imagine if he had, because he played during the era of Mikel as well. He had switched his allegiance to Nigeria. Probably by now.
He'll have won the African Cup of Nations.
Definitely. But today, one appearance as a substitute for the Three Lions, and that was the end for Gabriel Agbonlaho. I think people, our African brothers, whether you were born here in the continent or not, should think about these things. Why not try to improve? I know sometimes with the news coming out, not maybe fake news that are coming out, but real news, the way all these associations or federation, the way they like to call themselves, the way they conduct themselves is not really in a glorifying manner. But still, there's no place like home.
Bayern Munich, we are looking at the transfer rumors now. Bayern Munich, they are in talks with Chelsea about taking 19-year-old England winger Callum Hudson-Odoi on a season-long loan deal. France forward Ousmane Dembele, who's 23, he's had a change of heart about joining Manchester United, but his club Barcelona, they have not yet sanctioned any potential move. The Manchester United midfielder Paul Pogba, who is 27, has called France teammate Dembele to convince him to move to Old Trafford. Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is prepared to sell their winger Daniel James, who's 22, to help fund a late bid for 20-year-old Borussia Dortmund and England winger Jadon Sancho. Solskjaer, however, has yet to convince the club's hierarchy to sell the Wales international. Daniel James at one point was the hottest property in Manchester United, but things have turned pear-shaped for him. Leeds United, they have revived their interest in signing James by offering Manchester United £25 million. Chelsea have told Inter Milan they will prefer to see Spanish left-back Marcos Alonso leave on a permanent deal after the Serie A side registered an interest in signing the 29-year-old player on loan with an option to buy. Crystal Palace, their boss Roy Hodgson, says he has not had any conversations with Arsenal forward Reece Nelson, 20, despite being linked with the move for the Englishman. Manchester United's Diogo Dalot, who is 21 years old, is in talks with AC Milan, but Roma also wants the Portuguese right back as part of their deal for United's.
That deal?
Sorry?
I think it's a year ago. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Fabrizio Romano.
Flying to Milan tomorrow.
Okay. Arsenal's Uruguayan midfielder Lucas Torreira, who's 24, has arrived in Spain for a medical with Atletico Madrid on Saturday before completing a season-long loan deal with a purchase option of £18.1 million. Then Tottenham, they will make a fresh attempt to sign Slovakia centre-half Milan Skriniar, who's 25, this weekend after completing a loan deal for Benfica striker Carlos Vinicius. Tottenham, they have also asked about the availability of Turkey centre-half Mary Demiral, but Juventus are not willing to let the 22-year-old player leave. Burnley's move for Wales winger Harry Wilson, who's 23, could now collapse as they are reluctant to meet Liverpool's £15 million asking price. Championship sides Bournemouth, Swansea and Luton Town, they are all interested in signing Tottenham and United States defender Cameron Carter-Vickers, who's 22 years old. Arsenal, they are willing to send their French centre-back William Saliba, who is 19, out on loan, with talks having taken place with Rennes. Then Inter Milan are closing in on signing Parma left-back Matthew Damian, who's 30, in a £1.81 million deal. Okay, these are some of the stories that we have had. Then Okay, this are some of the stories that we are getting from the transfer market. All right, guys, think it's time that you join us, but please, you'll be doing that after this break. Let's go for this commercial, and when we return, you guys can join us on the show. Please stay tuned.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG, 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Saple Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 Olowo Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call 0807-887-9960 or 0703-672-9147. Wireless NG, erasing internet boundaries.
When you wake up in the morning, before you start your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
Give your family a tasty, nourishing breakfast of Kellogg's cereal, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. Now also available for just 50 naira.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
Come see for yourself, oh. This no be the one you go take only ear here, oh. You must take your eyes see so that you self go enjoy what the other people they enjoy. Uyi Technica, the generator headquarter where they make everybody enjoy generators of all sizes and models for affordable price. Whether not the small one for barber shop or been a big Perkins generator for factory and big building. Uyi Technica, the place for generators, spare parts, grinding machine, pepper mill, and others. Mention the name and size of generator where you want. Bakam Uyi Technica get them for the kind of money where they your pocket. Bakam Uyi Technica get them. Come take your eyes see for the generator headquarters. Uyi Technica, 7981 and 83 Mission Road, Benin City, and all other Uyi Technical branches. Uyi Technica, affordable products for everybody jollification.
All the programs on KU 92.7 are now open for sponsorship and advert placements. For sponsorship and advert placements, call now for inquiries 070-380-50243 or 080-8877-3644 or visit KUFM Marketing Office located at the top floor of the Enterprise Foundation Building, number 62, Ihama Road, Benin City, Edo State. 92.7 KUFM is your business growth partner.
Alright, welcome back. It's time for you to join us now. You can call us on 070-6263-9275 or 090-3939-4427. You can also reach us on 081-2178-9154. Hello?
Hello?
Danjuma.
Brian, good evening.
Welcome, Danjuma.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Francis, good evening.
Good evening.
God bless you now for the analysis.
Thank you.
Thank God to hear for the great defender himself, Karibu West. If you say this video, I would like to ask one question. If you die at Atlanta 96, the girl that you say the tackle just to win for you raise up your hand, say the free and not do anything. And I forgot why they do that.
No, be so defenders they always do.
Karibu West is not well. The Chelsea today, Atlanta, it tactic for the defense, it really work for them well. So when the international big day over next week, I'm making maintain the back foot and that it can make things and start match. And maybe the only picture will be maybe it will be a cage yet so that they will play the ball well. They try to do it. For Everton, they continue like this. usual. Now do it. God bless you.
Thank you, Benjamin. 070-6263-9275 090-3939-4427 08121-789154. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. First caller for Upper.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
Ilamese from Upper.
Okay. Welcome.
That I have match today.
Barcelona.
Let me check.
Just hold on, we'll let you know.
Okay. Transfer Barcelona. How is it going?
No,
they've not signed any.
They were talking about Memphis Depay, but the board of Lyon came out to say that they are not selling any of their player.
We are very that. I'm not like that guy. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. 070-6263-9275. Hello. You've got to turn down the audio down, please. Hello, good evening. Please, when you are calling, walk away from where your radio set is, or you turn it down. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ibrahim and Francis.
Good evening. Is this Innocent?
Yes, Innocent from America.
Okay. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Please, how long have you heard from America?
It's been long, but it's okay. He's in Jalingo now. It's okay.
All right.
Hello. Zal. Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
This is actually a first-time caller. Am I on to KUFM Sports?
Yeah, this is Saturday Sports Fiesta on KUFM. What's your name?
Delight is my name. I'm calling from Igbo.
Delight.
Yes.
Okay, let's welcome you. We are delighted to have you.
Thank you so much. I just have a very brief question. Tomorrow match that you talked about, the governor or wherever you talked about, is it open for anybody to come and watch? And if yes, what's the time?
The time is 3 p.m. But regarding I think it's open, but you know they will try and keep COVID-19 protocols. You know.
Thank you so much. The venue again is
Western Boys School.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Good evening, boss.
Good evening.
Thank God. I got it. Is this KUFM Sport?
Yeah, this is Saturday Sports Fiesta on KUFM.
Good evening, boss. I greet you guys.
Great you too.
First of all, I want to express my disappointment in Africa. Seriously, I'm not.
You want to tell us your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Ayo. I'm calling from Benin, Kapele Road.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I want to express my disappointment with Africa. Honestly, with
Arsenal?
Particularly, yes, Arsenal. Particularly, if they miss out on that young guy, honestly, I will not be happy with them. Honestly. Very sorry by that guy. And then, secondly, the situation of Igalo in Man U, I don't understand. I think for me, personally, I think the guy is got from the bench. I don't think that much time. That's my take. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good evening, welcome.
Good evening, sorry, let me explain it. Good evening. This is Pius, I'm calling from Mozilla.
Good to have you, Pius.
It seems the presence of Bamadibayo is really affecting them. So what do you think?
Of course, he's one of their best players now, so when he's injured, you expect that. Please, you've got to tell these kids to move away or you walk away.
Okay. And again, I want to talk about the Premiership because it seems that the Premiership now
is now getting interesting because out of the top 10 coaches in the world, they are having 4 in the Premiership out of these 5 top leagues. So that means it's going to be interesting this season. And again, please help me to play my issue. Leicester City, Barcelona, and the Antonio Joshua interview.
Okay. What is Danjama's usual again? Real Madrid, Cristiano Ronaldo, Bendel Insurance,
Mourinho
and okay.
Then Dillian Whitelaw.
Yeah, but for Ogida, what did he say? Pius from Ogida, Leicester City. Okay, let me get it. Leicester City,
Barcelona also.
Yeah, and the laugh as well.
No, not the laugh. Anthony Joshua's interview.
Okay.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Welcome.
That is, are there announced dates that the charity starts?
Please, you've got to tell us your name first.
I'm David. I'm coming from Uselu.
Okay. So what's the question?
I said, are there announced the date that the Champions League will be starting?
Yes.
Champions League.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
We gave you the groups now, and it's going. The first match will be 20 2021. That's when they are having the first match.
Who's Barcelona first match?
Their first game is I think against Juventus. Immediately after the El Clasico, from international break you have the El Clasico. After the El Clasico, you play Juventus.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, keep those calls coming. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Salim.
Yes, welcome.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Abitabi.
Good evening, welcome.
Okay, I just want to
let's try and call us back.
Is it raining?
Hello. Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Mario calling from Wales.
Okay, go on.
First time caller.
Oh, first time caller. Let's welcome you. Welcome to our family.
I'm calling GFA to Everton. Everton is underrated. They have one of the best managers at Carlos Ancelotti, and they also need some signings like James Rodriguez. So those people could just do wonders. So I'm shortlisting them, not just for Champions League, but the title contenders. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, this is Truth from Airport Road.
Okay.
Yeah. Concerning Manchester United, I was arguing with somebody recently. I was just wondering, is there any player that really developed on that structure?
Is there any player that has developed under social?
That's really like,
Did you know Mason Greenwood before?
No. Mason Greenwood came from the youth academy. So when I mean develop.
So who gave him the opportunity if he didn't?
Okay, no, I mean in terms of at least the first two players that Mayu have been using and all that. Because Mason Greenwood is still an upcoming star. I would say he has not done it for 2 seasons for us to be sure if that's what it's about. So I'm just trying to look at progression level. I'm trying to look at them. Mason Greenwood will have had the opportunity. There was a Lukaku. That's reality. And Lukaku is still scoring goals. With fair respect to Lukaku.
But
so I'm looking at other players.
Isn't that what development is? Isn't it that you give the opportunities to the younger players to excel?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the opportunity to the young player like Greenwood, all because they have to let Lukaku go. That's what I'm trying to say.
It doesn't matter now. How many players will you say have developed under Frank Lampard?
Well, similarly, but I'm just looking at around
I understand, but you cannot just say it's happening at it's not happening at Manchester United, but it's happening at Chelsea.
But if we say we take out Greenwood from the scenario, Greenwood was brought in maybe exceptions. If you look at it, Pogba is not the Pogba that he used to be. And I'm looking at Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is not the Luke Shaw he used to be. I'm looking at players like even Rashford. Take away his penalties out of it. He's not the player he used to be. I think it's only Martial.
Take away penalties. Rashford has not been. Did you see the goal that Rashford scored?
I'm talking about on a consistent level. If you have to look at form all through the season, Rashford ought not to be. Rashford has played almost the same number of games that Lukaku has played, I think, in the Premiership. And it's starting, so I'm just trying to, we're having this argument, so we're just trying to really look at, like, okay, you know, after one season, this is like his second season, and he had like 2.5 now. We're trying to look at it because the way the fixtures are, the cocktail is not looking nice for Berkshire at all.
Look, if you say the team has not really played well under him, and Manchester United is not what they used to be, no problem. But when you present it like this guy has not done anything to develop any player, that's why I was asking. I was specifically mentioning some players and asking you about this guy.
I think it's only Greenwood. If I can say, if we are saying, I think it's only Greenwood, I would say. As for Wan-Bissaka, we will yet to see what he will be like. Maybe after this season, he will be able to keep up what he did last season. Bailly is not the same Bailly. Lindelof is not even the same. Lindelof was all, but Lindelof was
in your opinion, it is the presence of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that's making these guys.
No, I'm just saying that, you know, the whole idea that, you know, when the coach comes in, you see the coach's footprint on the player. You try to see a sense of a little adjustment. Like Matic is not the same. I just say it. Now you played our best game in Jose Mourinho's first season, not even his second, his first season. But and I don't know why he let Herrera go. He let Herrera go. He left Herrera. And now he has sold off Herrera. Now if you look at how players like Young is assisting in Inter Milan consistently, you look at the way Lukaku is scoring, you look at the way even Sanchez is trying to even play now, then you start to ask questions that, okay, was it really a good thing with me?
If you really want to argue about all these things, I'm not going to Solskjaer, but I'll tell you this. Lukaku yesterday had an interview. He said in England, he was too slow. That he did more work than he has ever done in Italy than he did in England. That he was too slow. There are people calling him slow, fat, and all those things. That as at that time he was angry, but when he got here, he had to really work to increase his pace. That he's doing all these things now because he did more work on himself. At Manchester United, he admitted on his own that he couldn't fit into the pacey nature of football of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It was too fast for him. He did not do very well. I'm not saying Ole has covered himself in glory, but Ole took you guys from where you were 10th to the position in the Premier League to the Europa League last season. You got to the semi-finals and he finished third. He finished third. The Martial you're talking about, I listened to your conversation before I came in. The Martial you're talking about, the Rashford you're talking about, they never scored up to 20 goals in no competition a season. Last season, Mason Greenwood and themselves posted more than 60 goals. And Martial, for the first time since he came to Manchester United, scored plus goals. So when you argue with facts.
No, I'm just trying to, like I said, I want to point that when I argue with my friends, because we're having this discussion. Like if you look at the points you just mentioned now, coming third, he had the same number of points as when we came, I was not 4th or 5th last week of 66. Apart from that, he came how many points behind the first? When we came second under Jose Mourinho, we were being laughed at. We came with several points. So Man City came with almost similar points against Liverpool, and nobody laughed at Guardiola. That's what I'm just trying to say.
Yeah, but that time that you are saying, even if it is the same number of, it doesn't matter the point. So it is the opposition. As at that time, that.
But when it was Jose Mourinho coming second, Jose Mourinho was being laughed at for coming second with how many points behind Guardiola.
Well, it is when people laugh like that. I just think they don't know what they are talking about. Yeah,
laughing at
but all right, no problem. Let's talk to other guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Brian, call back. For Napoli and Juventus match, they will still play tomorrow.
Yes, now.
Okay, this is the plan. I believe our guy will score his first goal for this thing.
Victor Osimhen. All right.
Yes, the first goal, I believe.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Brian, good evening.
No, good evening.
I mean, I'm great out of now.
We greet you too.
I mean, the what I want to say, if the all are ready to now for at least you give opportunity for everybody to make their own contribution. Not be one person will call, they argue. Like that guy, they call you. What did they argue for?
My brother, I beg. You said the way you, as you talk to us now, when you drop and somebody can call us, they say that guy went talk. Why won't I allow the place? So just talk your own. Let us be respectful to ourselves. See, today now 3 hours we get, so we did tend to talk to. Even you know, if you want to talk to us for 5 minutes, we will let you. But if now that is
like 1 hour,
nobody don't ever talk 1 hour.
Hello?
What is it? Pablo Mari?
No, don't want to say that about last season. They still don't give the that same club about last season.
Saliba, is it
Saliba, yeah.
Where is guy now?
They still send him on loan again.
They are about to.
They're about to send him back on loan.
Yeah.
It's because of
19 years ago.
It's because of that's why they want to loan him back again.
Maybe. You know, sometimes like that. Some players, they will send them on loan several times before they eventually come and take over their position.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Yeah, good evening. We greet you.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening or welcome.
The house greet you too.
3 p.m. 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Let me just take this from the Chief Press Secretary to the Deputy Governor. Committee of Friends celebrates Obaseki Shaibu with novelty match. In continuation of the celebration of Godwin Obaseki and his deputy, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu, over their September 19 victory at the polls, a novelty football match is scheduled to take place in the Asian city of Benin, the Edo State capital. The signed statement from the Chief Press Secretary to the Deputy Governor, Comrade Bomiana Musa, stated that the victory match, which is being put together by a group of Benin-based young and successful businessmen under the aegis of Friends of Philip Shaibu, will take place on Sunday, October 4, 2020 at 3 p.m. Venue is the reconstructed community football pitch at Western Boys High School, Ipoba Hill, Benin. The two teams which are expected to trade entertainment tackles are Team Obaseki/Shaibu and Team Ogbane. Some lovers of the round leather game see the match as the height of post-COVID entertainment football in Nigeria. Spokesman for the group, Fred Newton-Erase, said some of the big names in the world of football who have confirmed their readiness to be part of the novelty match are Taribo West, Mutiu Adepoju, Sam Soje, Austin Egwavon, Mobi Oparaku, Friday Elaho, Alex Ekweme, and Festus Okwohai. Members of Friends of Philip Shaibu are Sonny Osayede, CEO of Big Joe Motors, Ambassador Wesley Asoro, CEO of Wesley Motors, Edosa Igbinosa, CEO of EDS Pent, Frank Ilaboya, Chairman Owan West Local Government, and Fred Newton-Erase, former Deputy Chair, Edo State FA. Special guests of honor are Edo State Governor Mr. Godwin Obaseki and the Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu. Other special guests expected at the occasion are the National Vice Chairman of the ruling People's Democratic Party, South, Chief Dan Obi, Senators Matthew Orohide, Clifford Odia, Honorable Sergius Ogun, Honorable Jude Isaidehe, and Honorable Ogbede Hama. Others are the State Chairman of the PDP, Dr. Tony Azegbemi, Speaker of the House of Assembly, Right Honorable Frank Okie, members of the State House of Assembly, and Secretary to the State Government Osaradio Ogie Esquire. Main sponsors of the novelty match are Big Joe Motors, Wesley Hotels, EDS Pens, and OSM. Okay, so this, I hope, contains all the information for you about that novelty game that we will be taking part in tomorrow. Hello?
Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening. I called about the message.
Okay.
Guys, I would like to watch you tonight tomorrow.
Come now, you go see me.
They will allow you to come inside.
Yeah, sure. They've not said anything about no fans in the stadium.
I will have to request for song. The message song and Iniesta, if you have Iniesta song and Neymar.
No, we don't have Neymar. We have Iniesta, we don't have Neymar. No problem.
Okay, I have to do it. Okay, well, is the City playing now? Hello, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is the City playing now?
Man City, okay, Man City are playing against Leeds United. Sorry, my ears. I've got to let you go. It seems you are where you are, it is raining or something. But the sound in my ears was just horrible. Okay, so Leeds United are playing against Manchester City. So he requested for Lionel Messi and Andres Iniesta. Andres Iniesta, Locan. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Ibrahim.
Yeah, good evening, welcome.
My name is Israel from Okayaka.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I want to say kudos for your job well done. So, good evening, sir. Frank, good, sir.
Good evening, you're welcome.
I just feel bad about my club, Manchester United. I don't, breaking our hearts by Facebook. They are taking this transfer and everything. And for our match tomorrow, it's going to be dicey, but I feel we'll come out and talk. Just be 1-0 or something. But I feel we'll come out and talk. Yes, and please, I feel Manchester United like FC Faribat and Ben Insurance and team.
Okay, Ben Insurance already there, no problem.
Okay, God bless you, sir.
Oh. Hello? Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
This is Tony from Miami.
Great to have you, yourself.
I want to ask you a question. There is Cisco.
Can you please hold on? Can you please say it again?
After it's been caught in Switzerland.
There is this caught in Switzerland. What did you say? Caught in Switzerland?
Yes.
The Court of Arbitration for Sports, yes.
I don't know that, but that's when Catafamaya is telling you now. Is it a civil court or a court of sport?
That's what I'm asking you now. The court that they usually, when we are talking sports, we say they go to the that court in Switzerland, Abi. Yes. It is only for sports. It is the Court of Arbitration for Sports. No, it is only for sport. The civil court is the Federal Supreme Court. So after CAS has judged your matter, if you are not satisfied, the only other place you can go to is the Supreme Court in Switzerland. That's because the different bodies are based. FIFA is based. I got my ears. Sorry, I hope you are still listening, but the sound was just horrible, and I'm wearing headphones, so it was torture talking and I'm still having that sound in my ears. So the Court of Arbitration for Sport is in Switzerland. They are the only place that you're supposed to take football matters to. If you take it to an ordinary court of law, FIFA is not going to be happy with that. So after the Court of Arbitration for Sport, if you are still not satisfied, the only place you can go to is the Federal Supreme Court in Switzerland. Hello?
Hey, good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
Is that Mr. Ibrahim of KUFM?
Yes, and I have my colleagues there too.
Of course, this is my first time. I'm a first time caller.
Oh, okay. What's your name? Let's welcome you properly.
Oh, my name is Thomas, calling from Third Secular Road.
Oh, Thomas. Welcome.
And when we were calling the names, the lineup that are going to be in Western Boys tomorrow, you call the movie Oracle. I think that is dead. He had an accident.
Who? Mobi Okparaku?
No, Mobi.
No.
But there was something like that before now.
Well, did you hear it on KUFM?
No, not KUFM. I read it on
are you thinking of someone else?
It's not Mobi Okparaku.
It's not Mobi. Maybe so somebody.
Not Mobi Okparaku. The guy that you heard about, maybe that guy was not even in Belgium. I'm sure it's Olufemi. What's this guy's name? He was at the 2005 Under-20 World Cup. I was also at the 2008. Yes, at the 2008 Olympic Games.
Okay, I was astonished at that. Okay, I was astonished at that. Sorry for that. Mr. I love the way you express football analysis. You're too much.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
All right. Hello.
Hello, and I heard that we don't have enough time.
Okay.
Yes, I have a question. For example, my club, Manchester United, gets to the finals of the Champions League, and God forbid, we got relegated, and we eventually win the Champions League. Do we still get to play the Champions League next season?
Absolutely. You will play. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
If a club wins the Champions League and that same season that club is relegated, the club will play in the Champions League the next season. Yeah. The same thing, even if you are relegated, then you go on to win the Europa League. It will qualify automatically to play in the Champions League the next season. Hello?
Yeah, hello. Good. Innocent called back.
Okay.
Please, I want to know if Rangers International, whether they have a standing coach now.
I think they appointed somebody after this guy left them. I don't know. I'll find out. I'm not 100% sure. I'll find out. I'll let you know.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hello, because the Nigerian league is not on.
Yeah, they hired Benga Gumbote.
No, Benga Gumbote has left. Hello? Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
Yeah. It's just the Tottenham fan.
Okay.
I've been listening to you, so I've been enjoying your program. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
It's like Tottenham is trying to Europe, and I like it. And for your match tomorrow, well, I wish you guys all the best. I would have loved to come, but I cannot come for one reason or the other. I love you guys. You're doing well.
We love you
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you. You're doing well. I remember. Freaky. You're doing well. Hello.
It's freedom, my friend, back to him.
Okay.
I wanted to find out, had our Nigerian boxer, Efe Ajaga.
Yeah.
Yes, I know you had a bout about 2 weeks ago or something.
He won his fight.
Oh, he won?
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, it wasn't a knockout, but I think it was a unanimous and points decision. He won. Alright, thank you. Benga Gumbote left Ranger and he returned to Sunshine Stars. I'm very sure of that. It's the who they now appointed as their
we'll get there.
coach.
We'll get there once the announcement is made.
Yeah, but You know, they had this arrangement with Salisu. I don't know. This former Super Eagles coach. But I don't know the arrangement now, whether it still stands when they brought on Salisu Yusuf. Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
It's Emmanuel.
Emmanuel?
Hello?
Yes.
Thank you. I want to talk about some of the stars you mentioned. Hello? Yeah. Like Friday Elaho. Friday Elaho was our first player in 1990 African Cup of Nations. Yeah, he was so good. I also remember Zoglo played for, I think, Adela Base and the Wayan National. Those are the players we had then. It was good at this point coming to Benin to create the occasion.
Yeah, some of them are already in Benin.
You know?
Some of them are already in Benin.
That's good, very, very good. Again, our player that died in Belgium, that was Philip Wilson.
Oh, okay. But are you sure it was Philip? Philip is wasn't in the same squad with Mojo Karaku now. Yeah.
No, they were in the same squad.
Philip was 87 Golden Eaglets and 89 the Daman Miracle Saudi Arabia 89.
Yes, it was 89. That is under 20.
Okay, all right.
I wish you the best of the day.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Hello, good evening, Oga bro.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Oga Maso, Oga Venezuela. Can you me?
Good evening, Don.
I think we are gradually coming back. So we should not be carrying away about today result. But I think we are coming back. I watch them play, even though I didn't watch the 19 minutes, but the way they play, I think they are coming back gradually. And it told me that I will not be around tomorrow to watch these people you mentioned. I would have loved to meet many of them, these senators, Health International, a lot of them. All the same, I will be in peace by early morning tomorrow. That is it. I would have loved to watch them. All the same, I wish them all the best. And see me, Kano, Manko, and Okota. Thank you.
All right. The Nigerian player that died in a car accident, that was Olufemi Adebayo. You know, I think I remember, but because he said Belgium, he wasn't in Belgium. Adefemi Olubayo, yeah, that was the guy who was fantastic for us at the Under-20 World Cup in 2005, and also at the
So he was a great prospect for the Super.
Yes, player. And also at the 2008 Olympics, you know. But he died in an accident it was in Greece, not Belgium. Okay, guys, we'll go on a break to take your requests and also to take some commercials. We'll be back to round up the show after this. Please stay tuned.
Do you know that following people without their consent is stalking and it's an offense? Don't be an offender. We give our consent for you to follow us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at KUFM Nigeria. On Instagram at KUFM Nigeria.